For others, the net is cast even wider. Instead of a national search for a mate, the quest becomes global. The net becomes the internet. Computer marriage agencies are rapidly multiplying so that the lonely can now search the planet for compatible partners. Once the electronic search has succeeded, it becomes necessary to revert to a more old-fashioned form of travel and physically make the journey to the source of one's hopes. This aircraft landing at Moscow's international airport is carrying a group of male passengers, all with one thought on their minds: to find the perfect Russian mate. They've responded to one of the 20 or more Moscow marriage agencies that advertise on the internet. And they're now arriving to meet in person the young women whose images they have seen on their screen.
Be like a few roosters in a hen house.
Unable to find suitable marriage partners in their own country, these men have come to Russia with love in their hearts and the documents to prove it. A special event is organised at a large hotel where they can meet and interview their prospective brides. The young women are attractive, well-educated and eager to settle down and start a family.
Hi, my name is Alla. I came from Minsk, Belarus. I like to meet with man who is kind, wise, and who would be able to be a reliable partner and devoted companion for life and marriage.
I hope that maybe I meet a man from America for some friendship or even for more close relation. I don't know. I hope so.
With the aid of an interpreter, the women move from man to man. They listen, ask questions, get to know the visitors, and then move on again.
This is inside the house.
At the end of this mass dating ritual, some will attempt to take the process further. Others will sadly find no one with whom they feel suited.
Why did you decide to choose Russian woman, not American woman?
It's a nice question, yes.
I don't know. It seems like I'm 46 and I haven't been married yet. I didn't seem to have much luck in America, so I thought I'd come here and try.
I see.
The American women just seem to want to be professional people and don't want to marry very much, I guess.
The fact is that there was no love for you there.
There's no love.
And as far as the Russians, they are quite different. Their first problem is husband, his job. Yes, and we like
house, children.
And house. We keep house, we take care of children, and this is our job, this is our profession.
I'm just joking that you will go to Hollywood and you will make movies. I know what I'm saying, but I'm not sure if she's understanding what I'm saying. What's on my mind is I don't know when I'm going to lose her. I wanted to know if while she's here in Moscow, sometime we can.
Need some private.
Will she be here for a couple more days after?
Such are the complexities of the modern mating game. But every one of these individuals has the same ultimate goal: to find a partner, settle down, and establish a family unit. The pair bond remains the most powerful of all the patterns of love. After contemplating all the different types of mateship system known to mankind, it's hard to see one that's perfect. But there can be no denying that biologically we're all programmed to fall in love and form pairs. These pairs are then the basis for future breeding, without which, of course, the species would soon disappear. Given all the difficulties we seem to encounter in faithfully following this simple system, it's fair to ask why evolution hasn't given us a 100% fully expressed urge to pair off, so that once we're mated, we remain so for the rest of our lives. Adding other forms of sexual activity to our lives is always going to be potentially disruptive and damaging to the family unit, so why do it? The answer is that to become completely fixated on one sexual partner would be biologically wasteful. If a young mate is killed, for example, his or her partner would then be condemned to a long life of sterility. The system has to retain a degree of flexibility to avoid this. Sometimes, however, the bonds of love for a partner are so immensely powerful that this doesn't happen, and young wives or husbands continue to mourn their departed loved ones long after all hope is lost. Some may never recover. For others, it may take years. Here at Kresty Prison in St. Petersburg in Russia, a poignant illustration of this type of human tragedy is being played out. Inside these ugly walls are men, many of whom have been condemned to die for the crimes they've committed. They're penned in 16 to a cell with only 4 beds, so they must take it in turn to sleep. In these inhuman conditions, they have only one thought: to see their loved ones for just one last time. To do this, they laboriously make small holes in their heavily shuttered windows and then somehow manage to peep down at the road outside, signalling frantically with their hands, hoping to get even the briefest of glimpses of their wives below. Their faithful wives come here day after day and stand by the side of the road, sending back visual signals of love to their condemned partners. Occasionally, a makeshift blowpipe is pushed through a window and a small paper message in the form of a rolled-up dart is blown down onto the street. The ingenuity of the human brain survives even in these appalling conditions. The dart is difficult to see. It appears as a small white speck. There. Dashing out into the busy traffic, the prisoner's wife manages to pick it up before it's damaged. What's happening here is ample proof of the intensity of the emotional attachments that exist between individual males and females. Here, there's no possibility of further family life, no possible future for husband and wife as a couple. The situation for these men and women is completely without hope. They'll never be together again, and yet the passion they feel for one another refuses to die. After the men have been executed and the years have passed, perhaps then their wives may find new partners. But in the meantime, the power of human love continues to express itself in this moving way. The human pairing system does have its weaknesses, but it also has its amazing strengths. Regardless of the obstacles that modern urban life throws at it, and until our species has either exterminated itself or has evolved onto a completely new plane, I suspect that this will always be so.